Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Close to Broke. My name is Kieran, and today I have another very fun episode. Shout out to the challenge, June 30th. We have to make quite a few more videos, but that is not the situation. That today we're going to be talking about the top 5 ways to get better at poker for free, and I promise you they're significantly different than what you'd expect. Step 1. One of the things that I feel like is almost never talked about, and that's the emotional and mental side to poker. All the GTO, all the exploitative play that you've been taught or that we've been bred to thinking really matters, which it does, there's a mental side of poker that people kind of forget about. One of the examples that I have that I feel like is almost never talked about is that we have this fascination with winning all of the money all of the time in the least amount of time, if that makes sense. Poker is not a game that you can technically get rich off in one hand. I guess, yeah, you can win the biggest part of your life and that can in some ways impact your life, but almost never can one hand in cash game poker completely change the entire outcome of the rest of your life. And sure, I guess you can make the example of, hey, look what happened with Chris Moneymaker. That completely changed the outcome of his life. But once again, I said cash game poker, and I also said, there are exceptions to the rule. My point being, there's almost never a time where you're going to win enough money in one pot to completely change your life. So you have to learn, and this is something that I'm almost telling myself, you're going to have to learn that winning every single penny in one specific hand might not be the best thing you should go for. Maximizing value for every single one of your hands is important though. I'm not saying check back rivers. I'm not saying bet 1/10 of the pot every single time. What I'm trying to get at is finding the way to maximize whatever is the true maximum value for you in that spot. So if that means you going all in less often because your opponents are not going to call as frequently, to maybe you going for 75% pot or 50% pot in the river in spots where your opponent's probably not too strong, these things are kind of important. And what I feel like is something that I've added to my game that's really helped me kind of gain some extra big blinds per hour, if that matters to you. Tip number 2. This one's probably my favorite, and it's going to be the toughest on your ego. You're not that good at poker. Understanding that is kind of important. I'll preface this by saying there's probably significantly better players than me that are watching these videos, and that's fair. I understand that. That's not the point of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's always room for improvement. Okay, the question is, how do you improve? My favorite thing that you can possibly do. Find someone that is better than you at poker. Whenever you're looking to find something, a new career path, you're looking to grow in some aspects, we find professors, teachers, mentors, an apprenticeship where you can learn from someone that's better than you. There's no excuse for doing the same thing and using those same ideas and practices and principles in the game of poker. There's players that are just better than you. And my goal and my recommendation would be making the effort to befriend them and getting their tips on what they do and how they find a way to find the maximum profit in their games. Maybe applying those to your own. Another way to get better at poker for free is by utilizing the massive catalog of free content that there is on the YouTube platform. And albeit, I'd love to learn how to play poker once again and learn from somebody as ridiculous as me, but the honest truth is there is some really top talent, some really high-level poker players that are just giving this shit away for absolute free. A couple people that come up to mind is like Upswing, Jonathan Little's course. There's too many to even name. Obviously, Raise Your Edge, shout out to them. There's a ton of wonderful courses that are online. I shouldn't say courses, but practices and things like that you can find that are completely free. The one thing that I will preface that by saying is don't overload yourself with information. It's hard to go in, study for like 10 hours and find a way to use that in practical practice. What I would highly recommend doing is learning about things that you believe are the weakest part of your games. Maybe that number 2 tip comes in handy here, where we talk to somebody that's better than us at poker, we befriend them, we talk to them about these hands, and they can help us figure out what our exact leaks are. You find your leak, you type in on YouTube, hey, how to play 3-bet pots out of position. Boom, drill that. And that's all you work on until you can perfect that, or at least get great at that. And then from that point, you move on. It sounds easier than it is. I promise you it's pretty difficult, but the point being, there is another easy, free way that we can get better at poker. Tip number 4. This one sounds crazy, But hear me out. Find a way to play poker online. There's only one place to do that, as you guys know. You can click the link at the top of the description on Club GG if you want to play with us. But that's not the point of what I'm trying to say here. Hear me out. Find a way to play poker and say your thought process out loud. This shit changed my life. The best poker I've ever played in my life was when I had to sit there on stream and talk about my stupid ideas out loud so that I had to hear it, and the people that heard me say it on live stream held me accountable. Does that make sense? Are you following? Almost, I can barely follow. But what I'm trying to get at here is the next time you play poker, it doesn't matter the stakes. It could be 1 cent, 2 cent. It's irrelevant. But the point, find a way to say your actions, to say your thoughts out loud. Hear them audibly. Don't just like murmur them, in a race. Say everything that you do, every single thought that comes to your mind, you say it out loud. I'm going to raise to 300. I'm going to raise to 300 because I know that I can go a little larger in this spot because the person in the big blind is a little splashier, calling me too loose, and we got to really penalize them for being as wide as they are. I'm talking like that. Every time you raise, every time you bet, every time the action's on you, even when it's not, talk about it out loud. It is going to change your life. I can promise you that. It's one of the sickest tips that I think I could have possibly given you guys. And it's worked for me quite a bit, and hopefully it works for you as well. Now, let's go over to the computer and hit up a pro, somebody that I highly respect their game, and see what they think we can do to help ourselves get better at the game of poker for free. So for the next part of this video, I'm going to bring in one of the best poker players that I know, and somebody that I know has grinded all the way up to the success that he's found in poker today. Mr. Tom, thank you for joining us. As you know, we're going over the top 5 list of the best ways to get poker or better at poker for free. And what do you got for me, Tom?
So for free, the best way to get better at poker is discuss hands. Discuss strategy with the best people in your games, the people that are grinding those games day in, day out. That guy that just turns up and he's there when you go in the casino and he's there when you leave the casino. Discuss hands with him, because you know what? You might have played a hand with him which you think he played badly, but he might know something you don't know. You might have seen him play against a recreational player in a certain way, and you've written that off as being a mistake. But you know what? He's the one that's making all the money at the stake. So discuss hands, get your friendship groups together within poker, provide value to that group, and bring the average up of your group. Be the one that pioneers your group. That's the best advice I can give.
Yeah, so some people might be asking, hey, I don't really have any friends that play poker or, etc. Although what I will stress, like what Tom said, is the best thing you can do is get people that play the same games as you, because they're going to understand the player pool the best. They'll understand the decision-making the best, and they'll give what I would feel like is good bias information because they've seen the showdowns, they've seen the players, right? If for some reason you don't want to make friends with people, maybe you're just introverted, I get it. I can't stress it enough. Try to break through that shell. And like he said, the guy that used to play 1-3 at your games and is now playing 2-5 or higher, just go up to them. 9 out of 10 times, 99% of the time, I should say, people are happy to help you out. They're happy to talk to you about these hands. They're just happy to make a friend in poker, right? It's no skin off their back. They're just happy to be useful. You guys are probably not even playing the same games anymore. If you guys are still not willing to do that, there's a couple of online forums that you can go to. We're not being paid by any of them, so there's no need to go deep down into plugging them, but there's a bunch of online forums. There's Discord groups that you can join, that you can look for, where people exchange hands. I guess the one that I will mention is Bart Hanson's Discord group. There's a really, really big conglomerate of people in there. You can drop a hand history in that section, and they'll give you their honest reviews. Do you have anything to add to that, Tom?
No, none whatsoever. Just find your group and bring up the average of your group.
You gotta pump it up, pump it up.
Yeah,
you gotta pump it up. 100%. If you ever hear that, it's bearish, by the way. It's never bullish. Anyways, also, guys.
I've got one more thing.
Oh, give it to me. Give it to me.
If you've got time for it. One more thing is also, don't just learn off of the best people in your games. Listen to what the recreationals have to say.
Oh.
Their view and their thought process on the game enables you to see the whole game in a new, different light.
Wow. You're spitting.
They also have nuggets of information that you can use going forward, so you know how they think.
Damn.
Don't dismiss what someone says to you at the table. Anything could be good information.
I just want to thank you guys all so much for watching today's video. I have been receiving a lot of lovely messages, a lot of comments, and a lot of support on this series. As you guys know, this shit is not easy. It takes a lot of time. We had to bring on an entirely new editor. So now we have 3 editors working on this whole channel. It's kind of ridiculous. And the only thing I ask in return, and the only thing I'll ever ask, is for you guys to do your part by clicking the like button, subscribing, and commenting down below. You'd be surprised an ungodly amount of the people that watch this video don't even subscribe. So it's a small gesture that goes a really long way in showing that you really appreciate all the hard effort and obviously money that goes into putting this channel together. Trying to do my best to put out a video every single day. Not my best. I'm going to do it because that's just what I did. I promised myself I would. Beyond that, as you guys know, that wonderful Close to Bro giveaway is going on as we had mentioned. It's super simple to get in, guys. All you have to do is send over a video, 60 to 90 seconds long, letting me know why you should be the winner of the giveaway package. You'll be coming out to play in a World Series of Poker bracelet event. Flight, hotel, tournament ticket is all taken care of on my dollar. That'll be happening at the end of this month or the early first week of July. Again, super easy to enter. Make sure you email me at c2bpoker@gmail.com. Send over your video request. Trust me, there's not been a lot of entrants so far, so there's a really high chance that you can be the one that wins this giveaway package. All that to be said, I love you guys so much for coming through and showing the support. I will see you guys on the next video, which will be literally tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled. The Close to Broke series, the road trip series, is live. It's going crazy. Support's been ridiculous on that. So I'll see you guys on the next episode tomorrow, same time. Stay happy, stay healthy. More importantly, run good at the tables, y'all. Doses.